I've been through a lot of chapters in my life, but this right here, this is where the rebuild really begins. We're finally finishing our chicken coop. It's more than just a box for birds. It's the next step in building our freedom from the dirt up. 4 years ago, I was stuck mentally, spiritually, financially. I knew there had to be another way. But most folks think freedom is for those who are rich or born on a farm. Nah, real freedom is built screw by screw, day by day. And that's what this coop means to me. Proof that you don't need a blueprint handed to you. You can figure it out and build purpose with your own 2 hands. So a couple things that we need to do today to finish this bad boy up. We got to get the rest of this roof on. I got some more wood over there, just came back from the wood store. We got to cut this out, get our nesting box in. We got to get our latches on for the doors. We got to get our fencing on all the way around the coop. I got some fencing over there in the corner. That's what we'll be using today. And hopefully we can get to painting this bad boy. We also got some trim that we're gonna put up around the edges of the windows, edges of the coops and stuff like that. So I'm gonna stop rambling here. Let's get to building. All right, check it out. So kind of like we did with the coop and how we did the 2x4s, doing the same thing for the run here. But however, I ran out of 2x4s, so I didn't have one to go all the way across, but we kind of finessed a little bit. I mean, that's just for the plywood to lay on anything, and chickens don't need the Taj Mahal or anything. As long as it keeps the rain out, keeps the chickens nice and comfortable and free from the elements, that's all we care about. That's all we're after. So we got our 2x4s on there. Looking a little wonky, but hey, let's get this piece of plywood up on here so we can get this roof finished and move on to the next part. I mean, if you look, I probably should have done this a lot sooner, but I don't know how the heck I'm gonna nail a piece of plywood or get it up in there.
That's what she said.
Is what it is. I'll figure out how we're gonna do that right now. While I'm trying to ponder what the heck I'm gonna do with this side here, we're gonna start the chicken fence and start getting the chicken fence put on all around the coop and run. And while I'm doing that, hopefully I can think about how the heck I'm gonna frickin' close this part up here. Sometimes I'm dumb and I make mistakes, but that's the whole point of DIY, right? Make mistakes, we do it ourselves, we learn as we go. So right now we're gonna get the chicken fence, start put it on here, and then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna ponder how the heck I'm gonna get this closed up. Once we get the chicken fence on here, once we get that closed up, we are pretty much done with this coop. The only thing left to do after that will be to put our trimming on, make it look nice and pretty. I'm kind of going for like a barn style, and when we paint it, it's going to be like red, white. Trimming is going to be white, and the whole rest of the coop will be a red, kind of, you know, barn style type deal. That's the idea that I'm going for here. Let's get it. All right, so check it out. We got the fencing all around the coop on the bottom half. So now what I want to do before I finish the rest of the fencing, we need to get this all cut out, because remember, that's where the nesting box is going to go. So I'm going to cut out all the fence that's on the coop. After that, we're going to go to building our nesting box. So we got to get that cut out and then build up the nesting box out of the scrap 2x4s that I have over there. Once we're done with that, we'll then finish the fencing around the rest of the coop and run, and then we'll do the trimming and we'll be set to paint. All right, we got the fencing cut out now. In the area where we're putting the nesting box, I secured it up here, right at the bottom. We're gonna go right above the fence for the nesting box. First thing we gotta do is get that cut out right there, and then we can build up the box, get it attached. Let's do it. All right, check it out. This is the base of our nesting box. We're only gonna do 2 nesting boxes. Since we're only gonna have 3 chickens in here, you only technically need 1 nesting box per 3 chickens. So 2 is plenty of space for 3 chickens to be able to lay their eggs and do what they gotta do. So as you can see, they're each 1 foot apart, and we'll do a divider right here. 2 comfortable nesting boxes for each chicken. We gotta build the actual nesting box itself, put it onto this base, and attach it to the coop here. Let's do it. All right, check it out. We got the nesting box pretty much done. We got our lid on here. And then if you look inside, we got our divider. We'll put a piece of plywood in there to divide it. I ran out of good plywood. I mean, I still got plywood over here, but it's all janky, wet, and warped, and just gross. I was able to utilize and recycle some of the plywood. For now, we're gonna put a pause. I mean, it's pretty much done. We just gotta get the sides covered, and then we gotta get that covered. I think what we're gonna do now is finish up the fence around the coop. After we finish up the fence, we'll be ready to do our trim. F&A cotton. We got our fence pretty much done. You know, secure little spots here and there, but overall, the fence is on. The fence is done all the way around the coop. We got the bottom. We got to cut this off a little bit here, here, and here so we can put our trim and painting. But all in all, our fence is on and we're ready to rock. Continue on. Finished up this nesting box so we can get this trim on and start our painting. All right, we got the nesting box all done. Got a little gap here, we'll figure that out. So now the plan is gonna be to get all of this fence off of the coop here. So we get the rest of that fence off of the coop there. And then we're ready to start our trim, finish our trim, and we'll be ready to paint this bad boy and make it look pretty. All right, so we got the fence off of the coop here. Got to do a little bit of securing, but honestly on these edges is probably where we're gonna be doing trim anyway. So this part of the fence will be covered up. Now all that's left to do is get this trim on here so we can start painting this bad boy. Let's get this trim and get this thing looking nice and pretty. Check it out. We got our trim up. So picture the trim is gonna be all white and then everything else all red. So like the barn style. We might do an X on the door, I don't know yet. I think it's time to move on to this side, get some trimming along the edges and stuff here. All right, check it out. We got the trim in the front. Around the door, I like the way that looks. That's gonna look so cool when it's all painted. Let's go around and just check the whole thing out. Trim here around the window. I love it, I love it. Got it around the door, all that good stuff. We got our latches on the doors so we can keep them closed and everything and the kids can't get in there. Now all's left to do on this bad boy, get her painted up and looking pretty, man. A little paint and some trim will go a long way. This thing here, not store-bought, not prefab, built with love, a lot of mistakes, and probably way too many screws. But hey, we built it by ourselves. And the chickens, they're gonna be coming home soon. Let's get this thing painted up and looking pretty. this bad boy. Oh my goodness, man. Look at that. That looks really good. Beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. I don't know if we're gonna paint the nesting box yet. I might. I gotta order more of this metal roofing stuff because I gotta do more of the roof, and I want to put some on the nesting box as well. But I might let the little man paint the nesting box and do his thing on there. But nonetheless, I mean, look at that bad boy. I mean, I am super excited about how this turned out, man. This looks so good. I love it. We got the metal on the roof as well for when the rain comes, just slide right off. We're gonna eventually, we'll be building a gutter system along here to do like some rainwater catching and all that good stuff for the garden. But I mean, all in all, look at this bad boy. I mean, you know, got the nesting box so we can collect our eggs in the mornings. Let me just give you a quick little tour. We got the latches on for our door. Look at that door. Boom, perfect cleaning access. Nesting box in here. We'll have a divider. We'll be putting barley straw all around the coop and in the nesting box. We got a roosting bar, 3 feet long. Perfect for 3 chickens. I do want to build, and I'll probably do that later this week. I don't know if I'll get it on video, but I do want to build like a poop deck so the poop will land on here. That way, because I'm going to be doing the deep litter method, and that way we can make the bedding last. And we come out here again, nesting box. Look at that bad boy. Just go in there, grab our eggs. Beautiful, beautiful. We got our window here. Oh my goodness, look at that. Open that window up. Look at that, beautiful. We come in here. We got our latches on here. Open the door here. We come inside the coop here. We got the door. It's not working yet. I still need to get batteries. We got a timer for the door. Set it for the time of day. I mean, look at this. They got all this space underneath here. I'll be doing like, in this section right here, I'll be doing like a dust bath for them. They got some grass they can munch on when they first get here. We got our fencing all the way around. So there's just a couple things left that we need to get and that we need to do, and we'll have our chickens. I'm hoping that this next week, I'll be able to order all the straw, all the chicken feed, all that good stuff. I got to build the ladder, so I'll probably do that again off video. So a couple things that we need to do, and I'm hoping maybe not next week. So next week will probably be a different video. We'll probably do something out in the garden while we're waiting for all that stuff to come in. But about 2 weeks, we should have everything in, and the chickens, I'm hoping. I'm gonna start looking now to start looking for some really good laying hens. So if you guys have some ideas on breeds and what age I should start with, all that good stuff. I don't want baby chickens. I want at least teenage adolescent, because I don't have the stuff for baby chickens. So I at least want teenage adolescent. But you guys let me know down in the comments, what kind of breeds of chickens should we get for this bad boy? The home is dang near ready, and I am super excited. So about 2 more weeks, we should have our chickens, and we'll do a full coop tour with chickens and everything in here. I'm gonna build some toys for them to have fun and stuff. But all in all, we are pretty much done. I'm so excited, man. I think it looks great. I think it looks awesome. I really like the color. The idea that I had at the beginning of this, it all came out. It happened. It's here. A lot of mistakes, but hey, that's what we do here. DIY, homestead life. You can't get everything 100% perfect. You work with what you got, right? You know, so if you're stuck where I was, man, just a couple of years ago, I see you. I feel you. I know what it's like. And that's what I'm here to do and tell you guys out there. That you don't need all these acres and fancy tools to get this stuff done. You just need a vision, some grit, and the belief that your story isn't over yet. This is what we do here at Mundo's Homestead Adventures. One day at a time, one project at a time. From the dirt to our freedom. So that's what I want to tell you guys. You can do it. You just got to put your mind to it. Thank you all for tuning into the channel. And thank you all for watching another video on Mundo's Homestead Adventures. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.